latest on just Jaylen is just how concerned you guys about this? Do you have anything done on these hamstring?
Yeah, he's still getting assessed. We'll know more tomorrow about severity or length of time or whatever, but had some tightness there, and we'll know more when he gets looked at today.
Just your experience as a player, hamstrings seem to be a really tricky injury to kind of gauge as far as return date. How are you guys approaching Jaylen's hamstring?
Being cautious. It's something he's dealt with in the past. I think he's had 3 or so over the last 4 years, so it's something that he's dealt with before, but he's also bounced back pretty quickly. They're a little different with everybody, and so depending on the strain, the grade of the strain, could be anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, depending on the person. So he's come back quickly in the past, and we'll know more when we find out the severity tomorrow.
Do you know if it's something that he did Thursday, or was it just something gradual?
Don't know at all. I just saw when it happened. It was the last possession. He had isolation against Adebayo and got off the ball, probably stopped because he felt something and pretty much grabbed it. I don't know if it was anything prior or whatever, but like I said, he's had a history with it, so we're going to be careful.
Something like that for you guys with just the way he's been playing, for the last 3 or 4 games, it was some games with offensive through it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's obviously played at a high level, but when guys were out, he stepped up, and it's going to have to be the same thing, vice versa. And so we had some good play by the young guys that caught in with Jay Rich being out. So we'll ask those guys to continue to do what they're doing and depend on our guys, Jason and all our veterans anyway. So we expect all those guys to step up in his absence.
How do you find that balance between giving the younger players like the Randy Smith of the world opportunities, but at the same time doing the best you can to win games and have the best players in position to do that?
Yeah, it is a balance. It's something we had a month and a half or so of training camp, and the start of the season to see guys and played the guys who played the best early on in training camp. But at the same time, we've had a lot of adversity and a lot of guys in our lineup. So we're confident those guys always come into play. I keep mentioning how hard they work behind the scenes to stay ready. And so when they're called upon, we feel confident that they'll perform the way they did.
What are you seeing out of Dennis Schroeder that you like at this point?
The pace is one thing that stands out to him, the way he pushes the ball. The game tempo changes when he comes in. And so we love that out of him, but also just a balance of scoring and being a playmaker for others. He can get to spots on the court a lot of guys can't get to. And so he obviously breaks their defense down and usually makes the right read there, whether he makes a shot or not. He's taking the right shots, and then he's been very unselfish. But beside that, just his edge, his toughness. He's a guy that battles, very competitive, prideful. And so the thing that part that he brings to the team, I think it elevates the group as a whole.
And you just mentioned the defense a little bit. How much has that been really gratifying to see? Not only are you guys winning, but you're doing it at that end of the floor.
Yeah, it is. It's been great. Like I mentioned early in training camp, some things that we were asking them to do early were probably not natural for all of them. So we knew it was going to take some time, but you just got to keep working. The thing that's really been impressive is the team defense. The rotations behind it have really stepped up. Us showing a crowd shifting, keeping guys from the rim, and then everybody covering each other's back. So when you watch the film, you've seen over the last, I think, 5 games, we've been number 8 in defense. Even on the games we lost, we played really well and just had some breakdowns offensively. So we felt good about it even in the losses, and then it just translated in those last 2 games. But the effort, understanding, and accountability with each other has been great in those 5 games.
Yeah, I just got one more question. I promise I'll shut up. The defense, you talked to us earlier on about just wanting to switch everything, but at some point you want your players to stay attached to their guard. How are it seems you guys are doing a better job of kind of understanding you need to stay attached, but if you have to switch, you switch.
Yeah, there's both. I mean, there are actually scoring actions that we want to take away and, deny and blow those actions up. But then there's a lot of what we call fluff action off the ball. We don't need to switch on certain things, and they're getting a better understanding of that. And then when there is a, guy gets put in a bad spot, we have each other's back, and that's what we've been doing great. And they'll try to take advantage of mismatches, and we have the counters behind that. So I think we've kind of been on point, with recognition of that. It's looking like second nature out there. So we show them the clips, the positive, defensive clips that they're doing and the things we're asking them that weren't as natural in training camp early on that they're starting to figure out. But yeah, it's different. And a guy like, Luka tonight, you have to show him different things. So we have to have multiple coverages ready for him.
Josh Richardson back in Dallas. Is he good to go? Will he be dealing with any minutes?
He just went through shoot around. We'll get a better feel how he feels after this when it's time for the game. So he went through everything. We're hopeful, but we'll see how he reacts to shoot around come tonight.
Jason has been playing Brunson and Doncic together the last couple of games. How much pressure does that put on a defense?
I mean, Brunson is to me, he's their wild card. He's been playing at an extremely high level. And even when he didn't score, he scored 31 last game, 10 rebounds. He's a guard that's very capable, usually manning the second unit, but playing them together just gives them two ball handlers, playmakers. Very talented, tough, hard-nosed kid, and we'll definitely have our antennas up for him tonight, the way he's been playing. But when they are out there together, it's very similar to us adding Dennis with Jason, Jaylen like that. Just gives you more options out there you have to worry about. So you can't key on Doncic as much. So he's a very capable guy, and we're alert to him and what he's been doing lately.
Coach, we have one Zoom question from Mark Murphy, please.
Hi, Ime. You talked about mixed coverages that obviously seem to really work against Miami. You've also talked in the past that you would start going more towards that. Will you continue to increase that kind of thing?
It's really game by game and personnel based. There's certain things you can do on certain teams that won't work against a guy like Doncic, where you don't want to show him the same thing over and over. But at the same time, he's a guy that gets used to a specific coverage and makes adjustments very well and very quickly. So for him, it's if you're in a regular pick and roll coverage, he seems to have a lot of options out of it to score himself, find the lob threat, or pick apart the corners, which he's one of the best at. So you will look at some different things. You might want to make him score more than find guys, and if it depends on switching the matchups we like, we'll go with that as well. So different looks for him, different coverages. He's a guy that you have to throw multiple things at.
We'll wrap it up right there. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.